everyone else will hop on, but today is, I believe, March 25th. So believe it or not, that's crazy. I feel like the week has just flown, or the month has flown by. But we still do have a week to work with, so that's exciting. Let me share my screen real quick so that you can see. Okay. Oh, you know what? Hang on a minute. To see everything. Okay. So, like I said, March 25th, and today we're going to talk about getting our coaches started right. So this week is our live event. So hopefully from that live event, we're going to have a lot of coaches joining our team, and we want to make sure that we get them started on the right foot. So that's what we're going to cover today. I'm just going to basically, I created last month a whole document of just my game plan. It's something I organized just for myself. So basically, I'm just going to share that with you guys today so you can get a feel for what I do and how I get my coaches started right. Just before we get started on that content though, as we are entering this last week of March, don't forget about the awesome promos. 22-minute hardcore is on sale for $140. Of course, PIO too is great, and the Kickstart and the 3-day refresh. We've talked about this a lot this month, so I'm not going to talk a lot about the promos, but just make sure you take advantage of them in this last week, especially 22-minute hardcore. If I had to predict, normally when a new product comes out, they do extend that promotion one more month. So I would hope that 22-minute hardcore is on sale again. I would love for 21 Day Fix to be on sale too with it. That would just be like the ultimate April as we get into bikini season and wedding season. And I think that would just be an incredible April for all of us if that was the case. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. And of course, as soon as I find out from my Diamond Insider message that I get sometime this week, I'll definitely let you guys know about what those promos are going to be. So hopefully we find out soon and can start planning ahead for April as well. But 22-minute hardcore, if you have people that are on the, kind of like thinking about it, you can always say that you're not sure the promo's going to extend. We're not sure, honestly. And they get free shipping this month and that free sandbag with the challenge pack. I don't think that's going to continue in the future. That was just for the first month. So make sure they do know that, and we'll give them a little extra push if you're still looking for success sub points. I know who really isn't, but just keep those things in mind as we continue on this last week of the month. I updated our March Madness spreadsheet as of Thursday. Really, guys, let's get this ball rolling. There's none of our teams have made it to Success Club, all of us. So that's kind of a bummer, a letdown, but as we really push this week, it is still capable, guys. I sold 3 challenge packs last night. Like, you can do it. All it took was me reaching out, posting about hardcore. I kind of breadcrumbed it all week long, talking about being busy, talking about getting married, and I reached out to people that are in the same boat, and they were totally on board. It was amazing. So I was really happy with, the results of my all call on Thursday night. It's not always that way for me, but it worked. And this week, I'm going to I have 1 week. I kind of planned it that way so that I would still have this whole week to talk about hardcore, getting started, meal planning, my workouts. I'm going to share videos of them and the whole deal just to keep people engaged. It takes them a long time to really listen to what you're talking about. So I still have this whole last week of the month to continue promoting the new program, promoting myself, using the product, being product of a product, so that hopefully people will continue to onboard and join my challenge group starting on April 4th. I will be running a hardcore only group. You're more than welcome to have challengers with me. I am going to be using the Challenge Tracker app though. I really, in April, I want to transition all of my groups from Facebook to the Challenge Tracker app because I think it's the next best thing to happen to Beachbody. I want to start relying a little bit less on Facebook just because we never know what's going to happen with Facebook. So The people that really take on the new things that come through Beachbody, like they're talking on a national wake up call, like people resisted Shakeology for months, like coaches did when it first came out. But the coaches that jumped on board and believed in it and joined, supported corporate and, used the things that they give us, those are the coaches that were successful. So I definitely want to check her out in that completely starting in April. So April 4th, my group will be on that Challenge Checker app. I do also have a couple 21-day fixers that want to start on April 4th. And so if you guys do too, just kind of put some feelers out there. We'll get the doc started in our team page for April soon. That way we can also organize people that are doing 21-day fix. I don't, the program, it's hard to incorporate 21-day fix and those 60-day programmers together because they're just so different. And especially with hardcore, I want to see all hardcore people, because that I think there's an appeal to saying that you're running an exclusive hardcore only group for sure. And that kind of is what my challengers are expecting, the ones that signed up this weekend. So I'm going to keep it strictly to hardcore challengers only, but we will also run a 21-day fix group and a regular 30-day challenge as well. That's my game plan. I'm also working on the calendar for April, so you guys can plan ahead there as we are ending March. And don't forget too, with March Madness, our awesome incentives. So really let these push you this week. I got to send Callie and Lindsay these hoodies last week from the Classically Fit Team Cup, and seriously guys, they're so nice. And it got me dreaming that I want my team to be there, and I want us to get these hoodies this month too, so keep that in mind. And I love those shaker bottles. They are awesome. I have 3 of them actually. So they're really good things to work for. And if you're somebody that likes to work for stuff, like, let it drive you forward this week. And also letting us drive us forward, we have so many people at Success Club 5 that need to be at 10 and can be at 10. Guys, Success Club 5 is awesome. It's amazing. You've reached an amazing milestone. You got there. You got to Success Club 5. But the people that want to really make it, and they talked about this on the cruise with the elite panel. The elite panel, every single one of them agreed that if you really want to take your business and run with it, make Success Club 10 a non-negotiable every single month. It's just the bread and butter, guys. It's what really can push you to your dreams and your success. And I've been saying all week, and this has been in my head since I heard, I think Melanie Mitro said it on the team call on Monday night. She said, guys, Success Club is the yellow brick road to every dream you have in this business. Okay, that is what it sounds. I feel like I just talk about it, and I don't know if I get through to everybody, but seriously, like, I personally can say I'm successful because I have to hit Success Club 10 or higher every month, because it helps you build your team. It helps you get challengers. It helps you make people grow in love with what we have to offer as coaches and with our products and with Beachbody in general, with our team. Okay, so that, and in turn, that is what gets you coaches. Okay, that's what makes you successful. And it's like a spiraling effect. Hit Success Club, you recruit coaches, and then you teach them to hit Success Club, and it's this big old loop. Okay, so just something to definitely keep in mind. Hang on 1 minute. I got a text. I need to respond to. Okay, sorry. So just keep that in mind. And like I said last night or earlier, I sold 3 challenge packs last night. Okay, I had nobody interested all week long. It was a struggle. But if you continue being consistent and just make those connections, like, you guys can get there too in one night. Like, it's totally doable. And if you need help, you need to reach out to me, or you need to reach out to somebody you look up to on this team, because I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what you're struggling with unless you tell me. I can't read your mind, okay? I can't jump through the computer and tell you to invite today. Like, I can't do that. But if you need me to hold you accountable, tell me. I will. Like, you just have to open up and you have to tell me what you need. Okay, I can't read your mind, and I'm here for you, and I want to help you, but I just can't. I can't do it without you telling me. Okay, so make sure you do. And and I know that other leaders on this team will do the same thing. So if you are not comfortable asking me for help, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, but if you aren't, ask somebody else. Ask somebody you look up to on our team. Ask them how they did it. You can learn from everybody here. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so I'm going to jump into the meat of the call now about getting our new coaches started right. Is there any questions still about promotions or any comments on Success Club, anything like that? Our team competition, anything? Any questions? Okay, then we will get started. So our game plan for getting our coaches started right, and like I mentioned earlier, I have this all in a document. So you don't need to write down all these links I'm giving you and all those things if you want them. I will post that doc right after the call today, and hopefully that will be helpful for you. So don't feel like you need to be writing all this down. I will post this. I pulled all this content from my document, so I'll put it up for you later when we're done with the call. The first step to getting your coaches started right is inviting them. You can't. They're not going to come unless you invite. So you need to remember this weekend, Monday night, Tuesday, invite them to our live event on Tuesday night, and your invite can go through a personal message. That's my personal favorite approach because it is a personal thing. So I like to invite the personal message. I will be continuing to throw out those coaching jabs though, so that they're thinking about coaching. They're not just like, oh, I didn't even know you were a Beachbody coach. Why are you inviting me to that? Like, make sure that you are throwing out those business opportunity posts like we talked about last week. I will probably make some sort of all-call-ish post. Probably not. I usually do it Sunday night, but it's Easter. I don't know if as many people will be on Facebook and all of that. I probably will actually post it on Monday night this time. Just continue to invite to the event Tuesday night. And as soon as we have it, we'll post the link to join the event in our team page. And anybody interested, you just add them to the event and they can accept your request to join. And then, of course, on Tuesday night, make sure you're there, you're present, you're participating, you're commenting. Really, guys, it's so important that we are all there. Even if you don't have anybody to the that is coming to the event, be there, okay? It is just so special for people to see that community of support that our team has, that great team culture that we've created, just that I think it's like we're a group of girlfriends and people want to join that. Like, why wouldn't you want to go to a big party with your friends? Like, that's so fun. And just to make it fun, and the more that we engage in it, the more fun that it is, and the more that we attract those like-minded people that we want on our team. And as soon as the event is over, I always send a personal message to anyone I saw was there and interacting, or even somebody that told me they were going to be there. Sometimes they don't always comment, so you can just say, like, act like they were there even if they weren't. And I just say, hey, like, what did you think of the event tonight? Do you have any other questions for me? Because a lot of times these people, their new prospects aren't gonna, they're gonna feel shy in the event. They might not ask questions, but they probably have a ton of them. So make sure you ask them what other questions they have. And I like to just make sure that all their questions are answered. So, on those live event nights, I stay up a little bit later. I answer them right away. I just make sure I put time into the people that did spend the time to be there that night. Because it's a time commitment. The event is an hour, and then the business opportunity call following it is, another 45 minutes or so. So, the fact that they took the time, we need to feel appreciated for that. So make sure you do message them. And I also, Allie always posts a link to the application in the event. That's her own application. I also have created one of my own. It's really easy to create. You create a free account on Wufoo, wufoo.com, and you can see mine here. And I just took this from Allie. I mean, it's basically what she has on her application, but I like them to come to me. I don't like to wait on her to come to me, and then I mean, and sometimes people who go to the event will still use hers because they saw the post before I sent this off to them. But if I personally send it, I send my own, and it's really simple. And you all filled one of these out at one point. You just put your first name, last name, email, basic information, why you want to be part of the team, you want to schedule a call. You know, you've all seen this before because you've all filled one out. So that is my Woohoo app. A monocle. So that's that. Then after I receive their application, I send them a welcome email to our team. It's really simple. I just say, dear whoever, this is dear Abby, welcome to our team. I'm so honored to be chosen as your sponsor, and I cannot wait to get you started as a rockstar coach. I know you will be. So you just give them a little confidence boost right from the get-go. I also created just like a short welcome video, and that's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Like I said, it's going to be in the doc, the link to that. And it just explains the importance of setting up our Getting Started Right call. And then I just say in my email later, I give them times that I'm going to be available. And then they shoot me an email back telling me when they're available so that we can start that Getting Ready, or we can schedule that Getting Started Right call. Also in this email, I have a goal setting form that I send to my coaches because we know that it's super important to help your coaches set goals for themselves. And you want to know what their goals are. You know, you're going to treat a coach that wants to be a millionaire in this business a little bit differently than someone who just wants to cover their monthly Shakeology costs. Okay, so you know you need to know their goals and they need to understand their goals. So on Google Forms, this is another really easy thing to set up, or you can create it on your Woohoo too. I use Google Forms because I really like, for this one specifically, it extracts all the answers into another document on Google and into like a spreadsheet, and you can see all their responses, and I can see everybody's response that has ever filled out this form for me. So I really just like the organization piece and the simplicity of the Google form for this one. And I asked some questions, and I kind of stole this from another coach, Jill. I mean, I'm not creating this on my own. I stole this from people that use it and it works for. Just tell me about you. Like, what is your life like? What do you like to do? And I give them examples to work with that are kind of about myself, so they get to know me too. What's your fitness story? So that's really important to understand. Like, where do they come from? What's their story, and how? And when you start asking them to form their fitness story, we all know that that's going to help them later on when they start sharing their story on Facebook. Think about it. Like, you know, they're going to eventually be sharing this journey and their lifestyle with people. So it's good to get them started and get them, you know, opening up about that. What are your fitness goals now? We still have fitness goals that we work for. It's important to know what their goals are as a coach. What part of the business excites them, and what reservations do they still have about it? That's important to know too. You know, so if the reservations can help you know how to help them, and what excites them can help you motivate them. So that's why I asked that question. And then other than helping people, so this is forming their why. Okay, so this is really going to dig deep. Other than helping people with fitness, which is what we all want, what are your goals in this business and why do you want this to work out? So it's going to help them form their why. And then you need to know how many hours they're willing to devote for the business, so that you can kind of send them a game plan. Like, are they going to work only on a power hour, or how? There's actually in Legacy United website, there is a plan, like depending on what their goals are, like if they can spend 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, there's like a game plan for those people. And that's something I found recently on Legacy United that I really want to help use in the future, just because it seems so awesome and helpful, just so they can start learning some time management skills. And then how they prefer that I contact them to check in. So it's really simple. Again, I know it's another form, but unlike the coach application, which is pretty generic, it really gives me something to work with when I go into that getting started right call, which we'll talk about in just a second. I also, in the PS part of this of the email, I give them the link to the new coach kickoff call. Allie always hosts that on Thursday night after the live event. And that's a great call for them to be on, just to learn some basics from Allie. I mean, she's really, really good at just showing you like the basics of your back office and all that stuff, and just to get them all together again and welcome them to our team. So I always include that new coach kickoff link and time. She sometimes changes the time too, so like that's something you have to edit in your emails each month. Once they email me back then, so I email because it really puts the ball in their court. Like, if they're not going to email me back about when they want to meet, then you might have a problem. You might not have a good new coach. And, you learn so much from that initial conversation and email. But hopefully they all do email you back and give you a time that they can meet with you. And I get them on the phone, or I even Zoom. I love to put them on Zoom too, because you can see them face to face, and it's like you're talking one-on-one in person. And we can't always be in the same town as somebody or meet in person, but Zoom is a wonderful thing. You can set up a free account for Zoom, and you can talk for one-on-one is unlimited time, so you can talk to them for however long you want. Although I highly recommend you keep your getting started right call to 30 to 45 minutes tops, because you don't want to get into it. You don't want to start word vomiting, just like with your challengers. You don't want to overwhelm. You want to breadcrumb everything they need to know. And you just want to keep it really, really simple. And I'll talk about that in a minute, because I think recently as a team, we've just been overwhelming. And not in a bad way. We're just excited for our new coaches, and they're excited too, but they sometimes forget, or we forget to teach them the basics and the bread and butter, what's really going to make them successful. So personally, that's what I'm going to work on this month when I recruit my new coaches, is just keep it as simple as possible. Because I've seen people be really, really, really excited and jump on, and we leave our getting started right call, and I'm like, yes, they're going to be runners with me. Like, they're going to be amazing. And 2 days later, they're done. They can't handle the stress, and they get overwhelmed, and they can't do it. And I lose them. So I realized that, and that's something that I'm working on. Like, you have to evaluate how things went in the past as you sign up coaches. And this is something I change every month, guys. This is what I've done in the past, but next month I might talk to you again, and it might be completely different. So, just keep that in mind as you're getting started, right? I don't think I'll ever perfect getting a coach started perfect. Okay. It's just not, it's something that you're going to keep working on, and it gets better with time and practice. But anyway, the getting started right call. There is a awesome questionnaire, and it will be in my document. Just questions you can ask during the Get Started Right call. Now, I do ask these, but I really first focus on that goal form that they sent to me, because that just opens the door to a whole lot of conversation, and it goes along with these same ideas. But if you need more to talk about, use these questions. Like, they're really, really helpful. And guys, you'll notice they don't talk one time about how to get on your back office. They don't talk about how to get to coach training. They don't talk about the Facebook group. They don't do that. That's not the purpose of a Getting Started Right call. The purpose of our Getting Started Right call is to set goals with our new coaches, is to welcome them, to understand what they want out of things, just to really dig deep. Honestly, too, Val talks about all the time how she wants them to cry on her Getting Started Right call, which, I mean, I guess if you make someone cry, that they're very, like, not in a, like, cry, like, oh my gosh, overwhelmed cry, like, it's cry in a good way, like, they see their goals, and they see they start, they get into their why, and, the why makes you cry. Like, if you can make them cry on the Getting Started Right call, that's probably a really good thing. So you could try that. There's a really good YouTube link here. It's a call from, I think, Melanie Mitro, if I remember correctly. about how she gets her coaches started right. Really great tips. I mean, she is amazing at it. She is, you know, like all other things, she's just a great resource that we have. So check out that YouTube video. I watched it like a million times to just help me. So when you're on the call, when you're on the phone with this person one-on-one, just talk about those goals. I talk about the things from the goal setting forum. And, you know, our conversation usually just leads into other things. And it's just natural. Like I'm talking to one of my girlfriends about what they want out of life, you know? Then I explain Success Club, and that's it. And that's a recent change because we just heard so many times over and over and over again from top coaches that this is what you need to understand. Think about it. If you hit Success Club, you get to Emerald, okay? So that's number one. You don't even need to talk about Emerald rank because if they hit Success Club and they're signing people up as a coach, which we teach them how to do in training, they're going to hit Emerald rank 2. So that's 2 huge milestones in their business right out the bat, okay? And when they hit Success Club 10, then they have stable legs. They have 2 to 3 people on each leg. So, you know, explaining why Success Club is so important, it just leads into everything else, and it leads into their success for the first month of the coach. You want nothing more but for them to be successful, and that is what Success Club does. And when they're able to hit Success Club, they get recognized for it, right? That feels great as a new coach. And when they hit Success Club, they rank advanced, which we blow up on Facebook, and that feels great as a new coach. There's nothing better than a confidence boost like that. So that's what we need to give to them. And that's all I talk about in the Getting Started Right call as far as the business goes. I talk about them and all of their goals. And then at the end, we talk about how I want their goal, business-wise, for the first month. We decide, are they going to hit Success Club 5 or 10? And every single one of them tells me 10. Obviously, after you explain what you get out of it and the importance, that's really important. So that's all I explain to them on the Getting Started Right call. I don't even get into Emerald. I just talk to them about why hitting Success Club is so important, because we all know as their mentor why it is important. And as their mentor, you need to hit Success Club, okay? Because you need to teach them that it's important to you too. If you're hanging out at Success Club 0 and your brand new coach is at 12, that sucks. Like that is just terrible. Like you're not leading by example then, and you have this brand new person that's hitting the ground running. So make sure that you are leading by example and you are right there with them, running with them, showing them that you're in this with them and you're a team. And then after the call, I sent another email. So emails really put the ball in my court, really, and it makes you don't have to chase them for it. I just tell them how awesome it was to chat with them. I might talk a little bit more about their goals, like how I think it's amazing. And I send them, this is when we get into those logistics. You do have to teach them the basics, okay? But that's not what the Getting Started Right calls for. I don't pull up my back office and show them every single thing in there. Like that is just crazy. So what I do is I send them this first week as a coach checklist. Everybody loves a checklist, okay? So I send them this checklist. And it's really simple. Schedule your Getting Started Right call. Well, and I need to edit this. This is all old. Like I need to update the dates, and that's something I do every month. But their checklist, they already did that. Attending the coach kickoff call with Allie Van Arsdale, your Uplands for Diamond sponsor. And then I could tell them to get familiar, navigating their back office. So they go on a little scavenger hunt for me, and I tell them where to find things, okay? You're teaching them how to be resourceful, because if they don't know where to find these things, they're going to drive you cuckoo. They seriously are. Like, they will rely on you for everything, and that is going to suck the life out of you. So you need to teach them where all these things are. And this is so simple. Just use this, guys. Like, I created it, use it. And then just, again, UCIC, learn what Success Club is. I throw it in again, even though I talked about it at nauseam during the Getting Started Right call. Like, tell them again to learn about it and tell them how you earn Success Club points, okay? Then I ask them to follow some top coaches on Facebook so that they see what this is about. And, just this is the checklist for week 1. So I tell them you have a whole week to work through this, and we'll talk about a lot of this in our coach training. Don't get overwhelmed. Do steps a little bit at a time, like a couple minutes here and there each day. And I just tell them that. And I tell them that about in my call too. I'm going to follow up with them and I'm going to send them this checklist so that they know it's coming. And I also, and you can use my video, that's totally fine, or you can create your own. I created a video, it's about 25 minutes long, and it shows them how to navigate their back office and how to find their getting started training and their Emerald Coach training, so that they know where to find all those things. It's a lot easier it takes some time to create a video, but in my eyes, like, I'm not doing it every month now. I just send the same video every month. So in the long run, you're saving time. And you didn't just spend 25 minutes with each person one-on-one to go through something so like kind of boring and basic, okay? They don't need you to sit one-on-one with them to understand how to go to their commissions tab or how to set up their automatic payments and all that stuff. Like, you don't need to do that one-on-one. That's just not something that you need one-on-one. You need to foster a relationship. But all this technical stuff, send it like that. Okay, and you're more than welcome, like I said, to use my video, or there's, if you YouTube, like, navigating your coach online office and YouTube, like, a million videos come up from other coaches. Like, if you don't like mine, you can use someone else's. I won't take offense. I won't even know, okay? So just something to keep in mind. Don't reinvent the wheel. Like, use things that I'm giving you and that are out there to help us get coaches started. And then just be ready for coach training to begin on April 4th. So encourage. You're going to have to handhold a little bit. You're going to have to help them through those first few days and just stay connected in the training group, okay? If you're posting things in that group and they're going to post in the group, and then you're not going to have 500 personal messages going or text coming in. Like, you just encourage them to use the group so that you have one place where you can check in with your new coaches daily. And then go ahead and check in with them daily too. You can always send them a personal message through that whole first week. Make sure they know that you are there to support them and you're there to help them, and make them aware of your business hours. For me, I need to do a better job at just telling especially my new coaches, that, listen, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., I'm off the grid. Like, I can't really answer all your questions or help you, but, from 4 to 6 o'clock, I have my business hours, so I'm more than willing to spend time with you. Just let me know what you need then. So just make them aware of that. After their first week of training too, I do have a second checklist. This is the first month as a coach. So I explained to them, like, for the rest of your training, this is some more things you want to keep working on. Reading through your coach training, starting to invite to challenge groups, listing out people that you might invite, achieving success starters. So we start talking about, like, the deals and that they can earn a call with Carl, and then eventually their third month they're going to earn, their free ticket to Summit. So you put a little bit more butter into Success Hub, why it's so important. And then you can start telling them and helping them understand about Emerald and about their legs, their weak and strong legs, cycle bonuses, all that stuff that kind of can get overwhelming and crazy. I don't tell them about that all until at least week 2. Just understanding beach body terms, CD, CS, BB, CG, like, when you start, like, you don't know what all this stuff means, so just help them understand the lingo, understand coach ranks. Just some more, some people like paper. They like to see it right in front of their face, and that's how they learn. Some people learn through videos, but I always provide this checklist for those people that want, like, that physical piece of paper checklist to help them out. And then, yeah, that is pretty much the wrap. I'm like, whew, overwhelmed. It's a lot of work getting coaches started right, but remember, it is worth it. Like, if you get them started right and they hit the ground running, that only makes you more successful and your team grow and learn and be more successful. So it's all worth it, guys. So my call to action for you today is just continue to invite them to the live event. Go into your challenge group. You can invite any challenger. Okay, you never know who's interested. You just never know. Some people have surprised me, and some people have surprised me in the way that I never thought they would be successful, and they are. So just, don't ever put limits on who you're going to invite. Tell them all about it. You can just say, hey, I'm just wondering, like, would you be interested in coming to the live event and learning, you know, your amazing challenger, you take it to the next level and see what coaching is all about. And guys, as you enroll new coaches, especially some of you, it's going to be the first time that you have coaches join your team. You need to remember the 80-20 rule in running your business. 80% of your time still needs to be spent on your business, okay? And this is really hard as you get a new coach started because it can suck your time away. But you need to set 80% of your time aside to still do your own invites and your own follow-up and your own, you know, power hour, you know, those things that move your personal business forward, reaching Success Club yourself, that's got to come first, okay? Because if you aren't leading by example, you're not a good role model to your coach, okay? Just think about that. You know, I betcha if you don't answer their question about where can I find the 21-day fixed promo video, and you don't answer right away, they're probably going to Google it, or they're probably going to look a little harder, and they're going to find that answer. That's not life or death, okay? So remember you first, okay? And then that other 20% of your time that you spend on your business, you can put into your coaches, you can put into your team, you can put into developing your leadership. But 80% is still your business every single day, okay? And just teach your coaches, like I said, this world, our dream, I mean, we're part of the dream team. You know, we're part of Melanie Mitchell's organization. We're part of Beachbody's organization, where the wealth of resources, guys, for us, especially as a new coach, is like through the roof. Anything you want to know is at the palm of your hand. I don't have to tell you everything, okay? You as a new sponsor coach, you don't have to teach them everything. They need to learn a little bit on their own. They need to understand that lack of success isn't going to be due to the lack of resources. It's due to the lack of resourcefulness. So if they don't use those resources, they are going to struggle and they're not going to know where to go. So you need to teach them that from early on. That Google is their friend. That YouTube, anything that you've ever thought about Beachbody, I guarantee you there's probably a YouTube video on it, or 3 or 4 of them, okay? So, you know, tell them to start there, and then if they still don't get it, come to you. You know, like, you don't have to kill yourself daily to really help your new coaches get started. So you have to teach them, and teach them to just be engaged in coach training, because if they keep up with that every single day, like, when coaches aren't successful, it's because they didn't post in training, okay? They didn't engage in those posts. They didn't read them. They didn't, you know, like, they didn't use the resources that were there for them. That's when coaches, like, that's when they don't do well. But a new coach that does do well is always posting. They're doing their daily assignments, and they're hitting the ground running. So just put emphasis that coach training is their only commitment, and that's where they're going to learn how to be a student. So just, you know, teach them, guys, to use their resources at the best that they can. Okay, so I am like winded from talking about it. So who has questions, and how can I help? I know this is something I really struggle. I still kind of struggle with it. And like I said, it's something that I tweak every month and I worked on. But you know, or does anyone have any other things they do for their new coaches that, you know, that you think is helpful? I'd love to hear. You know, that's how we learn and grow as a team, when we share with others. So let's hear it. Hey, Mark Humphrey, how are you? I knew it was you. Let me stop my share so I can just see you guys. Anything? I know it's like, it's a lot to take in, but feel free to unmute yourself or chat. One thing I wanted to change this intro. Yeah, so me too, Lindsay, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I think adding them to our team pages, and Lindsay brought this up in our leadership group the other day, like adding them in to even our timeless fitness page, even though it's not as like bumping as Cosmically Fit or overwhelming because there's just not as many people in there. When we add them to like 5, you know, we add them to coach training, we add them to timeless fitness, we add them to Classically Fit, like, it's overwhelming. And I've had coaches, like, before even something starts, like, they're running away because they're like, oh my God, I don't have any idea what anybody in the group's talking about, and da-da-da, because and our team page is like, we're all there. And we all know what all the lingo means, and like hitting 617 and it overwhelms. So, Lindsay, I agree with you. I think I'm not going to add my new coaches to our team pages. I'm going to try it for this month, see what happens. And Allie made a great suggestion too when we were all talking about this. Is like when they graduate from coach training, then they'll get introduced as like a coach training graduate, and that they're officially a brand new Beachbody coach. And I think that's a great thing. And we can all still support them. We can know who they are and add them on Facebook and stuff like that, to kind of give them boosts on their posts, like their posts. Like that's always helpful when you're first getting started, to have your team to support you. And so we can be aware of who those new coaches are, but I don't think we'll add them. We're not going to add them to our team page. I'm not, because I agree, and I'm so glad that I wasn't the only one that like was feeling that, because it is overwhelming, especially in the top flavor stage. It can be really crazy. And honestly, I think we can even give them the we'll definitely make a list for our team. Val, she posted like a really great idea. She created this really simple, like pretty picture, and she's gonna write everybody's names on it that filled out their coach application that attended the live event. So we'll compile that as a team, like everybody who is a part of the new team, and then we'll post it in the event page too. So everybody that attends the event will see like who pulled the plug and decided to be a coach. And I think that will be also really motivating to like everybody there that like is hesitant still, to see that all these other people are joining on. So we'll see how that goes. I think that's a better approach. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I meant to say that I wasn't going to add them. So sorry, I had to get a drink. Any other thoughts? Just as you onboard new coaches, just remember like how you feel as a new coach, and just avoid that overwhelm. I think that's so important. Just get to know them, get to know where they're coming from, get to know what their goals are, and talk about Success Club, because it's going to make them successful. It's going to make them, feel like they have reached success. And like that's sometimes what you need. Just need that boost of confidence. What if we had everyone as a part of the training, just to hop in and give advice on occasion? Because then we start the team atmosphere immediately. It doesn't have to be 100%. Let's go with this. Like, I like that idea, but if we as a Timeless Fitness team have to participate in the Classically Fit You training, that could be a lot of people. But if we as a Timeless team, like, let us be our motivation. Like, if we personally have enough people to run a group like we did back when like Chelsea and Aaron and everybody, like we had a smaller group. If we have a small group with just Timeless Fitness, I would be open to adding like other coaches in too, whether you have coaches in there or not, because we know that it'll be a small atmosphere. But I worry with like if we do that Classically Fit wide, like if we're apart with Allie and everybody else in training, I just worry that it would be like way too many people and it'd be really hard to keep up with all those posts. You know what I mean? Like I would just worry about the overwhelm, because I know like when we did have a lot of new coaches in January and we're part of that big group at first, like there was like just so many coaches in there, and like responding to people's posts were like insane and overwhelming. But if we have a smaller group just with our team, if we're able to recruit enough as a Timeless Fitness team, like I would be totally willing to add anybody in that's interested in being a part to mentor our new coaches. Like I'm cool with that, but we'll have to see how the numbers game plays out, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know you're coming out of a really ambitious one, and I don't want to. I want to have a good month. I think the past couple months in coaching have been like terrible. Like the presentation has been rough, and I guess we need to like brainstorm together about how to improve that. So, I think the first step is to I think we do a really good job as our own team. We just have to. We really do. We have a great group of leaders within ourselves. And I think we have a really good team culture within ourselves. So let's do this. Like, let's make it our goal to have enough of our own new coaches that we can go do our own thing. Because like that's what I want. Like that is my big like that would make me as your leader like nothing happier than to just like have our own thing going. So are we ready for that? Like, are you guys with me? Like, you have to be on board with me, and you have to be like ready to recruit this week then, because we have to. It's so funny, Lindsay. You're just like, so, I wish we could talk. If we brought one, if we all just bring one coach into training, like, you're absolutely right. Like, we have enough, and maybe like I'm making it like sound like it's something that's really, really hard, but that's so true. Like, if every single one of us, we have like 20 some members in Timeless Fitness total. So if we all bring in one new coach to training, like, you're right, we have plenty of people to do it on our own. Oh, that's okay, guys. It's fine. I'm glad you're here, even though even chatting is wonderful. So
I have a question.
Jerry, yeah, go for it. You are videoing. You can talk to me.
My cousin is actually interested in coaching. She has tried the Shakeology. She has the 21-Day Fix Extreme.
Okay.
I think that she's really great at it, but she hasn't jumped into a challenge group. And I know that atmosphere is something that we really shoot for them to understand before signing up as a coach. But I really do think that she'd be great at it. So is it okay to go ahead and add her to the live event?
Oh, yeah. Like, you don't have to have past challengers become coaches. Like, some people start out like add her to the live event. And then, you know what, if there's a group of people, she can be in the challenge group too. I was just literally just going to say that. Like, add her into the April 4th challenge group too. So she's experiencing both. And it might be, you might tell her up front, like, you're going to be in two groups. It might be a little bit overwhelming, but just like, trust me, like, you want to know what a challenge group is as a new coach. So just like, have her trust that. And because that, like, as a coach, like, we have to understand what a challenge group is. Like, we talk about it. People don't really understand what it is. Even like our people that we sign up, like, we tell them all about it, but they don't understand until they're there and they're in it. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Just encourage her to participate in the group and to be really active in the group too. I think that, that will help her too.
Okay.
Yeah, she can be in both. And don't, like I said, guys, don't hold back on inviting people because you're worried about this and that. Like, you can work with anybody. You can make it work for anybody. So, I mean, not anybody. There's going to be people it doesn't work for. But give them a chance. Like, you never know, okay? That's the thing. Like, either they're going to do awesome or they're going to not. But, like, you have to kind of take that chance. So, don't let it hold you back. That makes sense. Yeah, she can be a challenge group too. Okay. So I love this conversation. Like, does anyone else have any other good ideas? Because this is how we make it better. And, if we do this, like, same ideas team-wide, too, like, it just helps us in the long run. So any other questions or comments? Ideas? Anything that you do, like, that is really helpful, too? I guess that would be more for, like, Lindsay, because she has, active coaches. Anything that you do with them that's different from what I do that it has been successful? I know she's gonna have to type this. Maybe I wish I did. LOL. Yeah, it's hard. It's just a learning game, like everything else, like you're inviting and everything else in this business. Like, the more you do it, the better that you become. It is a learning process as you go. Absolutely. I can't say that enough. And also, there's so many newer coaches on our team, and I want you to realize, like, just because you're a new coach does not mean that you should feel held back to invite people to the coaching opportunity. Because I know from being in your challenge group with you, I talked to Erin about this actually the other day. She has two incredible, and I talked to Gina too, because she's a really good challenger too, that's just like posting videos and like pictures and just amazing. She's posting to her personal page already. And I'm like, you have to invite her to coaching. Like, you have to. If you don't, I am. Like, you have to invite her. Just don't hold back because you're like new and you're nervous. You don't know how to, you're still learning yourself and you don't know how to help them. But that's what our training's for. Remember, in training, like, people that have been in this longer are going to be a part of it. And as your upline coach, like, I'm here to also help them. Okay. And I think it gets, personally, like, when I started getting new coaches, it made me like kind of step up my own game. So it's, good for you guys. It's really good no matter where you're at in your business. Like, first month as a coach, brand new coach, like, if there's somebody that is meant to do this with you, you need to invite them. Don't let that opportunity pass by them. Think about if somebody let that opportunity pass by you. Like, I think about that all the time when I, like, get nervous. inviting people to coaching. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, they might think I'm weird for asking them this. And then I think back to when Allie asked me, like when she told me I would be a great coach. And I'm like, holy cow, really? You think that about me? Like, I was kind of thinking it too, but I didn't want to say anything. Like, and I think about, like, what if she never invited me? Like, what if Allie herself didn't have the confidence to invite me to coaching because she was worried that I wouldn't say yes? Like, just think about that. Okay, and that's kind of what I'm going to leave you with today. Like, don't hold back. Okay, you can change. You know how coaching has changed your life. Like, think about how you could help change others now. So that's my little aha moment today. Mic drop. Oh boy, I don't know if I go that far, but think about that. If somebody hadn't asked you, where would you be right now? Okay, so I wish you guys the best this weekend as you gain some confidence just to reach out and help people, and we'll work together. We can keep brainstorming. Like, we can even talk next week. Actually, next week's Super Saturday, so we won't have our team call, but we can keep posting in our team. We're not going to add our new coaches to the team page. We can post things in there. We can in our team page and help each other get our coaches started right. Like I said, I'm going to post a document of my game plan for you. You can tweak those emails. You can tweak those videos. Make them your own. Do your own thing. Like, that's what makes you you. You have your own people, your own kind of people that you're going to be working with. So, like, that's what works for me. But just take it and make it your own. Or take it and use it. I don't care. Like, I'm sharing it with you because I didn't, you should not have to feel overwhelmed to reinvent the wheel, especially if it's the first time getting someone started right. Like, I used everything that Val had to offer when I first got my first coaches started right. And then I made it my own. I took what worked for me and I took what did it and I made it my own the next month. So if you need to use everything I gave you today, like word for word with, your own challengers' names, like, or coaches' names, like, that's fine. Like, that's why I'm giving it to you. So don't be afraid to do so. And yeah, that's all I have for you. I love you too, Linz. I hope you have a wonderful Easter at home and with your families or whatever you're doing. I worked my business this morning, so I'm going to go now and just do my family thing and enjoy some time with them today and tomorrow. Remember that balance. Just stay present on social media, but just share your cute little Easter dress pictures and all that stuff. You don't have to be talking about challenge groups today. Like, just be you today and this weekend and just stay present. They're still going to know your Beachbody coach. I think that's important too, just to post about, your life, your personal life. Stay present. And invite to that coaching opportunity. I wouldn't do it tomorrow during Easter. I mean, give people some space. It might be today or, Monday morning or something like that. So yeah. All right, ladies. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys later. Bye.